Still, I don't want this to be banned because I want to believe that these cards can matter. I want to believe that they can be a deck and that it can win the game. I'm cheering for this card. Now, I could go over this again and read it line by line for the thing I may have missed, and I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna stick up for my friend, my buddy here, the tribute. In fact, I don't even care about Masterpiece, dumb name. I care about the continuous spells and traps. I want them to matter. So I'm gonna say this card is not banned. It's a good, healthy, awesome card. Let's go build a spell and trap deck. It's gonna be great. This card's totally fine.
I think a lot of people would agree with you, CG. I think a lot of people would agree. But fuck this card, it's banned. Yeah, I will say, you will be happy to know they are probably unbanning it. It is unbanned currently in the OCG, and they're probably going to unban it here soon in the TCG as well, because typically that happens more often than not. Because I think they're reprinting it. If they didn't already reprint it in the OCG, I think they're also reprinting it here in the TCG. But this card is so miserable to play against. So the reasoning for that is it's only immune to 2 of the 3 types of cards in the game, Monster, Spell, and Trap. Generally speaking, most decks are playing monsters and spells. So it's always going to be immune to 99% of the decks that you're playing against. And if you happen to stumble into the decks that have trap cards in them, or like primarily trap cards, the more controlling decks, then you distribute it with a trap card. It's immune to everything again anyway. And so it's like, oh boy, look at this fun, non-interactive card that I have to work my way through that basically is unkillable.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would love it. You would love it. The deck, there are multiple decks that play this, but the one, literally what you described, it is like Masterpiece Turbo. It is like 3 copies of Masterpiece, and then like all spells and traps, and that's all the deck is, basically. You would love it, and it's a bunch of just like stacks-like stuff that makes the opponent is miserable. It would be, you get to play some of like the most broken draw cards in the game as well. Oh man, you would love it. This would be right up your alley. So maybe when Masterpiece is legal again, I'll show you that deck. But yeah, fuck this card. This card is so miserable. And there are people who will die, like you, they will die on the hill that this card is perfectly fine and valid. No. The fact that you're immune to 2/3 of the card pool is bullshit. And there's other cards that go along with this that make it even more bullshit. But by himself, this card is so miserable. And a lot of people would say it's like 8 years old now. There's plenty more ways to deal with it. Whatever. I hate this card. A lot. But last but not least, DGB. I heard like dinosaurs. Dinosaurs. Okay. I thought we would end on.
No, that's more of a I mean, instead of the dinosaur effect, this is definitely a Godzilla like vibe. Like, look at the upright standing with the big tail with the scales and stuff.
He's a Tyranno.
I know, but he's got Godzilla energy, dude.
Oh my god.
He's got such Godzilla energy.
I can't win.
Classic Godzilla music. We have that? We get demonetized? Anyway.
Probably.
Level 10. Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. So cool. So freaking cool. So this is attack 3500, defense 3200, dinosaur effect. Cannot be normal summoned, of course. Must be special summoned, from your hand by banishing 2 dinosaur monsters from your graveyard. Yes, more dinosaurs. Once per turn. During the main phase, quick effect, you can destroy 1 monster in your hand or field. And if you do, change all face-up monsters your opponents control to face-down defense position. This card can attack all monsters.
I just drew every single Ryzeo.
At the start of the damage step, if this
in
card
my
attacks
deck.
a defense position monster, you can inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. If you do, send that defense position monster to the graveyard. Does it take damage from the defense position monster, though? Does it flip back up? No? Nope. So you turn everything of theirs face down.
So if they have 5 monsters, you flip them all down, and then this thing runs them all over, and will deal 5,000 damage to them.
You attack all of them, and they take 1,000 damage. It kills them all. What? Okay. You can destroy 1 monster in your hand or field. You can also destroy a card in your hand. So as long as you have a monster on the field or hand after the 2 dinos, This one you have to get in your hand, though. It's not in the special deck.
Correct. Yes. I will say there are plenty of ways to tutor this guy to your hand, so that's
Sure. Yeah. This is a Timmy card.
compared to the dinos in Magic. I'm curious.
I mean, we have a dinosaur called the Apex Altasaur that when it enters the battlefield can, like, fight everything on the field.
Oh, similar.
Yeah, so it's a 10-10. Yeah,
There
it's
it
cool
is.
that way. It doesn't also damage the opponent's face. Like, in that way, this is like a card called Massacre Worm, that when it enters, all the opponent's creatures get, like, a -2/-2, and whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, they lose 2 life. So a Massacre Worm against a giant board can sometimes just kill the opponent.
Okay.
So then it's kind of like that to the start of the damage step. And it can attack all of them. So, yeah. So, like what you said, if they have 5 things that are face down, this can attack all of them. Can it also attack face? On that
No.
one? No? Okay.
No. You either go monsters, or if they have no monsters, you can just go face.
Okay, it doesn't have any protection. It's not protecting itself or anything.
Sort of has protection, in a way.
Yeah, I guess the opposing monsters, let's see. It's a quick effect, right? So if the opponent tries to activate something from a monster, you can respond by flipping them face down. Does that negate their effects?
No, but if you do it preemptively. So let's say something has a sorcery speed removal effect. When they summon the monster, you would have a window to activate type to flip it down before it gets the chance to use its sorcery speed effect. So that's like the protection.
I mean, there's the thing I keep seeing is that this is really cool, but there's when you have to get into different phases, when you have to successfully attack the opponent's monster to get this thing to happen, when you have to destroy an opponent's monster, and it has to be on your turn. It's a once per turn. You did this multiple times with multiple turn frames. Would that matter? Doesn't seem like it really matters. So it's like I'm finding holes in just basically getting the payoff. Because if you have to go to combat and somebody can then quick effect something, hand trap card, something, then maybe you don't get the benefit. And on their turn, they can turn them face up again, right? That's my understanding.
They can if they survive.
They can survive, yeah. So there might be a few ways to keep the actual blowout from really happening. It would be my point. You can tutor it, sure.
Also keep in mind that if your opponent's monsters are face down, they cannot synchro summon or exceed summon or do any of the summoning mechanics with them because they have to be face up in order.
So that can be interference against hand traps, is what I'm getting. Maybe? I don't know. Still, like, maybe I have to get rid of the mentality that they could play a spell or a trap card to, like, interact, because nobody does that. Yeah, I guess if it is all about creatures, this is pretty strong. It still feels like there are guardrails. Like, also, this is the first dinosaur I've seen. And maybe you need 2 other dinosaurs. So this is another one that you can probably see coming. Like,
Yes, I would say that's true. Yes.
yeah. So, if you see it coming, how well can you play around it? Is a good question. Good question. And in a world where everything has haste, it's like, how often are you passing with this big-ass board? And can you play around that if your opponent's playing dinosaurs?
Unless this just kills them before they get the chance to do anything.
It's possible, yeah. I don't know, man. I'm still looking at feeling it. It feels like a Timmy card. It really does. It feels like there are things in here that are so magical Christmas land to me that if you tell me that this is like some kind of a busted, had to be banned, oh my god, nobody can use their things. Flipping them face down, it's so bad for them, and then you kill them, and they take 5,000 damage, and I'm like, I don't know. If my opponent's playing dinosaurs, I would hope there's enough agency in your game that you don't have to just put 5 monsters on the field and pass to them and get your ass blown out. So, this feels like the most Timmy card. This feels like a very, very Timmy card to me. The magical Christmas light. Oh my god, would I do this? works on like little Jimmy, but it doesn't work when you go to the tournament, you know? So I'm gonna say this card is fine.
Final answer.
Yeah, final answer. That would ban a dino. Look at that. It's too cool. It's too Timmy.
They would never ban a dino. They've never banned a dino. So, Tiger's nuts. I think maybe it's hard to, like, understand how good flipping things face down is. Like, you've learned that setting monsters face down as we get into Yu-Gi-Oh! 2 is not particularly good, but things that have the effect to interact with the opponent to flip their stuff down reactively is actually quite strong for being able to stop them from going into their extra deck to summon all of their super powerful things. That's like turn ending a lot of the time, depending on the way that some decks function. So I think Tyranno's effect is actually a bit innocuous in terms of like how good it actually is. And then you can flip those up on the turn if they summon them. So they kind of just have to pass, and then Tyranno's just going to get in and ram over everything and just kill them, basically. But you're right. Yep, this is it's a good card. It's a good card, don't get me wrong. If you're playing dinosaurs, you're going to play this card, because it is, out of all the things I've shown you, it's the most Timmy out of everything I've shown you, but to be fair, it's still a very strong card for what it's worth. This is a card that got people very excited for the dinosaur archetype. There are a lot of good cards in the dinosaur deck, but it's just, it had its moment in the spotlight where it was like a very good deck for a small period of time relative to all of Yu-Gi-Oh!, but not nearly as egregious as some of the other things that I've shown you in today's video. But like dinosaurs, I thought we had another fun one. Fun one for what it's worth. But you did not take the bait. Congratulations.
Is he in the? Is there an anime episode with this or an anime arc?
No. Unfortunately, there is a guy though in the anime who all he does is play dinosaur cards. For the record, so.
Dude, we found 10-year-old me. Let's go.
There you go. So it's how you feel about Yu-Gi-Oh's boss monsters.
Interesting spread, to be honest. Like, you go from the big stompy dinosaurs, and in Magic, if I were talking about Timmy cards, I'd be talking mostly about, like, the Tyranno. But you've got some toxic pretenders up in here. Just gross, remove everything all the time. You can't do stuff. Those aren't Timmy monsters in the Magic sense. In the Magic sense, those are stacks. Those are, like, in Commander, it's like EU, CDH kind of stuff. So,
for sure. Yeah. We definitely have some cards that are even more Timmy-like, but that make it a bit difficult for you. I can't just give you all the easy ones like Tyranno. So
Sure.
But I'd say you did pretty good overall.
Thank you. Do I have to figure out what got banned twice now?
Oh, I forgot you do. Go on. Take your guess. What would you say?
Well, going off some of the things, my front runners, the towers is still up there for me. I could see them thinking over time that this became fine, and it was not fine. The Zodiac Trident, I can see maybe they thought at some point this was fine, and it was not fine, and it just became ubiquitous again, and that's kind of lame. The Thunder Dragon Colossus, honestly, I don't see it. But maybe, dude, why would they unban this card if they really got to that point where it had to be banned? It feels like this is one of those cards that you would not take off the ban list because people probably really hated it. I can't see a lot of people loving it. I don't know. The art is great, though. But didn't you say it was unbanned, though, recently?
Colossus, yes.
Yeah, yes. So it doesn't strike me as something that went on and off for years. It seems like it is like a recent thing that it would be unbanned. I don't know. It doesn't ring that way to me. Masterpiece? Nah. One time was hard enough, and they need to bring it back, quite frankly.
So you're between Towers and Dragon right now, is what you're saying?
Yeah. I'm gonna stick to my very first gut. I'm gonna go with Towers.
It was Dragon. Dang it! You were shocked. I'm actually shocked you even had Dragon consideration, considering how innocuous it is. But yes, Dragon was banned. They unbanned it. They put it to 1, so it's limited still to a singular copy. And they're like, oh yeah, this is fine. And a few months later, they rebanned it.
Because one in every deck. Yeah, just everybody had.
It was just as annoying as it was the first time. let's be honest. It was just so annoying. You really only need the one to be fit. Like, having multiple is even more annoying, but it's almost just like a checkmate move. Just having the one, not to mention there are ways to recycle it, but again, Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't go many turns more often than not, so if you just have your board and stick the Trident. Trident also is a combo enabler, if you can believe that, because you can target destroy your own cards that get effects when they get destroyed, and not many other cards are that consistent at doing that, because you can just get Trident immediately out of the extra deck. Realized not too long after they unbanned it, they're like, yep, we need to ban this card.
It's the low extra deckness that's the problem.
Yes.
That's the problem.
It's extremely efficient is the problem with it. It's just too good. It does too much for one card, and, I love it. I love Dragon. I don't like the toxic cards. I want to let you play the game. I'm like you. I want to deny my opponent from playing. I want to have a good game of Yu-Gi-Oh, damn it.
I just want to activate my trap card. I want to do the...
You just want to play Masterpiece.
I want to do the thing one time.
To be fair, Masterpiece is just like souped up Dragon in a way.
Yeah, but you get to also play spells and traps and not just pretend they don't exist.
So guys, that's gonna wrap it up for another video. I really hope you all enjoyed. Let's go ahead and shout the patrons for all their continued support. So shout out to Shout1317, Tim00x3, MBT Play Dolce, Moto, Kim Brunel Smith, The Synchro Guy, Pony Stark, Tim and Hovind, Little Fake Leaf, Draconic, Dylan Murray Hunter, JW11860, Flannel Daddy, literally all of the guinea pigs, Shakes McClafferty, Stolfin Amethyst, MBT Cancel My Community soon, Cancel My Community soon, Cancel My Player soon, Wonder Waffle,
I forgot this isn't once per turn.
Knight of Passion, Daniel Howell, Electrician of the Ice Barrier, Astro Random, Arco, and the Nova129. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and we will see you next time.
Whoa. This one isn't once per turn either. It's just once per chain. Both effects. Still doesn't feel like enough though. Draco needs just too much levels. Got a lot of power. It can definitely do way more now. Comparatively, but this deck still is definitely not enough. Maybe I'm missing something, but as far as I'm aware, there's no way this can do anything. Unless they plan on doing something about Block Dragon in the ban list.